So this is the Billy the Kid Museum in Fort Sumner, New Mexico. So far, it's got some interesting things, some soldiers' uniforms. General Sumner, who was what this fort was named after. This is the entrance. But then I started noticing they have a lot of Donald Trump stuff. So I had to come back and sign in with a big fat F Donald Trump. Lucian Maxwell, largest landowner. Now I stopped at a Family Dollar to grab something real quick, and the lady who was working there, suggested I come to this museum. Wow. Different kinds of arrowheads. And Wyatt Earp. Did he ever come here? But she suggested I come here, which is fine. But I can't even remember what I was saying. I was reading that on Billy the Kid. Oh, she suggested I come here. She also said that Billy the Kid is purportedly buried not too far from where her house actually is, which is kind of cool. And then I asked if that was the real Billy the Kid, because there's been some question as to the veracity of who was Billy the Kid and when did he actually die and by whose hand or natural causes. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. So at least she was smart enough to understand that. Because she said, yeah, there's a lot of confusion about who he was and where he actually died and his legend. The latest photograph that surfaced of Billy the Kid and his friends. Charlie and Manuela Beaudry, Antonia Skurlock, Chisholm. I saw a building down the road that had Chisholm on it, like Chisholm Bank or something. Billy the Kid, Jim French, Doc Skurlock. Well, numbers are down there. Okay, so Billy the Kid is number 5, which, okay, that makes sense. And so that would make this Billy the Kid, and I want to say that's Doc Skurlock. Wanted posters. Only photo of both Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Dave Rudabaugh. Jose Chavez y Chavez. Huh. So, Billy Rudabaugh Garrett Chavez. And then Barney Mason, I can't think of him off the top of my head. Pat Garrett. Huh. So he was buried on July 15th. Oops, sorry, I hit the tripod with my hand. That's the day I went in the Army, July 15th. Yeah, see, this guy came out of the woodwork in the 50s, I think, and claimed he was Billy the Kid. Claimed he didn't get shot by Pat Garrett. And then some people say he's not. Fascinating. I love history. You guys are welcome to pause at any point to stop and read anything that you might see that you like. So I'm being quiet because it's quiet in there and I didn't want them all hearing me talk, especially when I was talking about Lee, they had all that pro-Donald Trump stuff out front. They actually had a wanted poster that said Donald Trump on it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And then it said wanted for freedom, and I was like, okay. Oh, damn. Old school traps. Can you imagine getting stuck in that? Yeah. Human beings are so inhumane. Ooh, an old doctor's chair. Or a haircutting chair. And brands. Saddles and tack. And you got all the different kinds of barbed wire. Oh, so see this pink glass, or I guess kind of purplish. If it's what I'm thinking of and it's not dyed that color, I first learned of this when I was stationed in Arizona when I was in the military. Apparently the old ranchers and cattle rustlers and everybody would go out and they would bring their water, their whiskey, their whatever in glass containers. And then as they're riding along, they would just throw their flasks, like this pink flask down here, they just throw it on the side of the trail and move on, keep going. Oh, there I am. And oh my gosh, an old school tortilla press. Interesting. But they would go and just throw it out, just discard it, just litter, so to speak, which people still do to this day, but we do it with plastic now as opposed to glass. But the glass would, I have a camera problem. I kind of want all these. But the glass would bake in the hot Arizona sun, and after 100 years, the glass turned like pinkish. And it's become so rare because it has to bake for 100 years. It's become so rare that glasses like that actually go for, if you can find them anymore, they actually go for a pretty penny. So this is just some older stuff. Late 19th century, early 20th century. Cowboys and Indian stuff. Toy guns. I had a toy gun like one of these when I was a kid. Some railroad stuff. My dad might have liked that. He liked railroad stuff. So I'm hearing noises out here. But yeah, see this is what I'm talking about. This sort of pink glass. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well. But this was just glass that was thrown out and left out into the desert. And the sun beat on it until it turned pink. And now there are people who go out of their way to find it. This is a giant swamp cooler, I'm presuming for summertime when it is hot as hell out here. Some old potbelly, cast iron potbelly stoves. People pay a pretty penny for those right now too. Birth of Billy the Kid. Because I've been to Lincoln County, New Mexico. It's been a few years, early 2000s or right around 2007 or 8. This is the first time I've ever been to Fort Sumner. So, would this even be a town of note if it weren't for Billy the Kid? That is the question. Oh, a lot of these, you can buy these to this day. In an old office setup. You kind of see if it says what kind. Okay, railway. This stuff back there, another stove, a spotlight for some reason, some farm equipment. Oh, an old wheelchair, check that out. So yeah, look at this stove. So you'd make the fire in here and it would heat up. Yeah. And then it would also keep, same thing. Make the fire in here and it would heat up and you cook on the top. And it would help keep the house hot. Wow. And some old, this is for boots. For working on boots. So cobbler, I guess, is that a boot maker? I know cobblers make shoes, but I don't know if cobblers also make boots. Some more of those. Man, if it wasn't so cold in here, I'd go out and get my other camera and come in, because some of this stuff would make really great photographs. And this, I'm not 100% sure what this is. Obviously, there's a belt. So that's an engine. It runs this belt. And then you put corn or something in there? I don't know. Or grain and, turn it into powder? I don't know. Oh, look at this old radiator. How cool is that? Got a rust on that bad boy. Same concept. There'd be oil or something in there. You heat up the oil, it heats up the radiator, and then it radiates heat. Hence, radiator. Some old cast iron pots and pans. Ooh, that's really thin. That might be steel, not cast iron. But really thin, really light. I have stainless steel stuff that's much heavier than that. Ooh, are these kilns? Kind of curious what they are. There's no signage here, so I don't know what those are. These things up here on the wall. Like, I don't know if they're stew pots. You know, they put them on a wagon train for making stew for everybody at night. I don't know if they're for melting metal. I don't know what those are for. Interesting. We got some more wagons over here. It's a funeral wagon with a teeny tiny coffin inside. I would guess that's maybe 3 feet. But yeah, you know, it's a Western history museum leaning heavily into the Billy the Kid legend. Some old school motors, probably for running some farm equipment. Yeah, but there's no signage on some of this stuff, so I don't know what it's for. Chuck box used by Alex from 1912 to 1948. Okay. It's a Studebaker. And this is a Ford Sun. Not a Ford, a Ford Sun. A broom making machine. How fascinating is that? Wow. You don't really think about, like, how did they make brooms? You just think they took some straw and tied it to a stick and called it a broom. Washing machines? For, like, clothes and stuff? Old school. Is that like a living room or something? A dining room? There's got to be another way into this. Yeah, Homesteader's Shack, 1890. I think there's another way because there's a door over there. I think there's another way in. We'll try and figure it out. Oh, there's a bell. And there's what looks like petrified feces, but I have really no idea what that is. Oh, okay, back of the building. Replica, okay. So just FYI, this is a replica. Of the Billy the Kid tombstone. Billy the Kid, born November 23rd, 1860, so just a couple years ago, or a couple of weeks ago, 180 years ago. The boy bandit king, he died as he lived. Some of these are fun to read. Boot Hill, here lies Pepper Tate. Hanged by mistake, he was right. We was wrong, but strung him up, and now he's gone. Here lies Salty O'Day. Hoss thief, a rope necktie, an old oak tree, and Salty wasn't what he used to be. I'm assuming that means horse thief, but I'm not 100%. Just goes to show vigilante justice is not always right, no matter what Batman would have you believe. Oops. All right, so there's a little bit of a glare. There we go. somebody wrote Billy the Kid on here. Oh, has nothing to do with Billy the Kid. Okay then. And shackles. I don't know if that's been on there as long as 1967, or if somebody wrote it afterwards. Yeah, okay. So some more carts. Carriages. Blacksmith shop. I went to an old town like this museum in Colorado once, and they had a very similar blacksmith shop. Here's that homesteader's shack that I looked through this window. So yeah, it looks like a New York City apartment or a studio apartment. You know, you got a place to sleep, place to eat, place to cook, and that's what you got. Apparently somebody also played some guitar, worked on their boots, churned their own butter. I want to say that's an ice box. Not 100% sure, but I would be 80-85% sure. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's for wood for the stove. There's a little sink over there, some cooking stuff, your cast iron cooking stuff. Yeah. Billy Kid Museum. Lots of plates. Huh? There is a Florida one. Huh? I was going to say, there's probably not a Florida one, but there is. Suicide. Okay. Mayor. Oh, some old school ones. 1925, 24, 23, 20. New Mexico. So yeah. Virginia, Alabama, Florida, another Florida. Check that out. Then we got some old cars. Nice. I like cars, but we have car museums in Denver. Aerolark. It's one of the things I noticed when I came to this town, because I had to stop and grab something for to drink, and that's how I found out about this museum. But I don't think that's Old West. Is how quiet it is. We are next to a major road. I think it's a 4-lane road. I keep hearing, every once in a while I hear a car come by. But for the most part, it is super quiet. Like you can hear everything. And I just don't get to experience that in Denver too much. So somebody made this. Maybe some kid for a school project. Maybe some guy who this was his home and he loved everything Billy the Kid. Who knows? But now it sits in a museum without attribution because nobody knows where it came from. Dodge truck. Okay. How drugs. Hands off. Yeah, so I'm going to walk back through. I don't know what kind of car that is. But apparently Coca-Cola and Texaco been around for a minute. Yeah, I'm going to walk back through and before I go out to the gift store and find anything. Yeah, you might be able to hear the occasional car go by. You can definitely hear my footsteps. And I'm wearing tennis shoes. I'm not wearing like boots or anything. It is cold out here. Like after being inside there where it's warm, you definitely feel the cold. So came in this way. There was another set of arrows going over here I wanted to try. A motorcycle wheel, I think. Yeah, it said enter here. Oh. No, I haven't been in this. I was like, oh shoot, I've already been in here, but no, I haven't. This is just more stuff. Probably some antiques, yeah. Just donated to the museum. These old lamps right here. I love it. I don't know who that guy was, but he's in that photo and that photo. So he's either important or thinks he is. All right. Yeah, okay. So remember that other room where I said I think that's an ice box? These are ice boxes. People pay a pretty penny for these right now too, because they convert them into like entertainment units or to hold liquor cabinets and things like that. So, some old school ice skates. Check that out. I think every house from the 60s or 70s had that clock. I've seen that clock in a lot of houses. Sandwich signs. Oh, that's 2 cents, 3 cents, 25 cents, 20 cents. Oh no, that's $2 for a hamburger, $3 for a cheeseburger. And then your malts and shakes and stuff for pennies on the dollar. Old General Electric refrigerator, 1939. It probably still works. It could probably plug it in and still use it. Versus, your $4,000 refrigerator these days that lasts about 3 years and you have to go buy a new one because it's too expensive to fix. Not everything that's modern is better. Just remember that. Oh, okay. Is this a gas stove? I can't tell. They got it wired up so I can't open it. But I want to believe this is a gas stove. Yeah, you got yourself a little oven right there. Yeah, I can't tell. If anybody knows, let me know. So yeah, old school soda machine. 4-cent deposit on bottles. Dimes only. Whew. Washing machine. You can go to Hobby Lobby or something and buy chairs like this now. It costs you like $30. Awesome. I'm just going to kind of backtrack because I'm not ready to leave yet. But I do want to stop recording video and start taking maybe some still photos, because this video is already like 29 minutes long and I don't want it to be too long because then you guys won't watch it. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this down and I'm gonna start taking some stills and then get on the road and go. So thanks for coming on this trip with me, and we will see you again later.